The reaction to my last video is the most interesting thing that's ever happened on my channel, to me anyway. For one, I have to admit to a miscommunication on my part. My stance on guns, since I said it in one of my old fake facts videos, has always been nobody but me should be allowed to have a gun. It's a selfishly nonsensical stance and I wear it with pride. I know it's ridiculously unrealistic, I don't give a shit, I believe it. And it's not even an uncommon opinion, and I think I share it with a good amount of gun advocates, because a lot of arguments I hear boil down to, hey, just don't take my guns away. Those mass shooter assholes shouldn't fuck things up for everyone. I am a responsible gun owner. I shouldn't suffer for others' misuse. However, the tone of that episode conveyed a lot more anti-gun passion than I actually have for Miles, because I put a little acting flair in there to spice it up. I'm as apathetic as ever when it comes to the gun argument in and of itself. My whole stake was what it does to late-night comedy. That's what actually pisses me off, and I did say that very clearly in the video, but apparently it didn't come across well enough. Or it's just that I said the word guns, so everybody had to gather around and put their gun arguments in the comments because they thought it was a call to arms, and now we have to go overthrow the government. But I also perpetuated this supposed passion by responding to a ton of those comments like I was legit arguing, and I don't know why I did that at all. I think I just have this compulsion to, when I perceive a logical hole in an argument, I want to fill it. Like, you just can't factually say that if we took away guns, there would somehow be more gun violence. It's a fallacy. Canada hasn't had a double-digit gun body count since 1989, and the second to last incident involved a guy shooting 5 people with a fucking crossbow. This dude had to straight up Daryl Dixon everybody and reload between each shot. It's still 5 dead people, which is a tragedy to them, but we're in America laughing our asses off at those paltry numbers and wishing that was the worst of our problems. And some people like to bring up terrorist body counts, as if that's even relevant to what we're talking about. We're trying to stop homegrown, unaffiliated psycho people from blowing away elementary schools. Our legislation would obviously not apply to terrorists who were probably gonna supply their own shit if I had to guess. One guy in my comments section had a real hard-on for truck death statistics, because vehicle slaughters are becoming more common, and he was like, the Nice attack in France used a cargo truck and racked up more deaths than any gun massacre ever has. First of all, congratulations, your favorite mass murder tool is finally starting to put up some numbers. Second of all, if we're gonna apply that shit to the issue at hand, which is massacres by non-terrorist white people who live here, the difference between cargo trucks and guns is nobody keeps a cargo truck in a safe in their bedroom. When you can walk into a crowd of people carrying a concealed cargo truck and whip it out and surprise everyone, then I'll be like, oh shit, we need to do something about that. But as it stands, believe it or not, it's harder to get a cargo truck than a gun in this country. Global terrorism and national gun control are separate, unrelated topics. We don't control what other people do, we can just try to regulate what we do. And it's the government's job to prevent terrorism, not the civilian population. But again, I'm not here to try and change people's minds about hot-button political issues. What just happened just now is me getting myself wrapped up in a debate where my only goal is to expose flawed logic. I'm not here to petition Congress to come take your guns, and I'm certainly not like a legit gun control advocate. It's just the side of the spectrum that has less flaws. Not none, probably, but less. Episode 77 has 15 dislikes, currently sitting at 2,200-ish views, which is the highest amount of any stream of consciousness video in history, even ones that have 5 times the views. It also has 251 likes, which is like a 25-to-1 like to dislike ratio, which tells me that no matter the position I take, I'm still hilarious. I mean, I talk about pedophiles, child murder, rape, slavery, racism, genocide, leukemia, autism, etc., after etc., but gun control is the topic that makes people go, well, I didn't much care for that. But this shit got me in fights with people that otherwise enjoy my content, and I don't like that. My disagreement with opinions doesn't trump my appreciation of support, and hopefully some of your disagreement of my opinions doesn't trump your support. If a neo-Nazi commented, hey man, love your videos, I'd be like, thanks, you have good taste in multiple things. I don't agree with them, but I don't have to. My fan base doesn't need to be clones of my brain in thousands of bodies. I'm saying this so I remember it, because as Sunburned Albino slowly climbs the steps to his inevitable fame, he's gonna make some judgment errors and forget himself sometimes. Hopefully y'all take that into consideration without patronizing me. I'm not saying my last episode was a mistake by any means, I still like what I said in it, but I don't need to aim for the throats of anyone who fights back. Unless, of course, it's for a negative comment dissection video, in which case make them cry for money. Otherwise, let's all be friends. Well, that's going to do it for this episode. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, you can like, share, and subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time.